Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is March 26th, 2018, and I want to start out here on my page with all the videos that I have uploaded over the last 24 hours or over the last day or so. And I'm getting a lot of strange comments on my channel about me just kind of putting up anything and everything on my channel, and it all is seeming meaningless to a lot of people. Well, there's a reason why I do what I do, and this isn't always for everybody else to watch. If they want to watch, they can watch, but I need to have stuff documented. If I am going to be talking about certain things, I need to document stuff, and I want to have stuff at easy reference for myself. And so I'm going to share with you why I uploaded all these videos. Okay, and for right now, there's a pattern here. There's a pattern in everything that I'm sharing with you. And I don't know if you've realized this, but on March 26th and March 27th, this is the big day for all the nuclear agreements in the world, okay? And so there's a pattern here, and there's connections to everything. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is, I shared about this airplane crash. Number one, it's not only the deadliest airplane crash in human history, but it had to do with multiple bomb threats that took place on this day, planes being rerouted, and this accident was caused by, great confusion and terrorism. And I think it's a sign, I believe it's a sign together with everything else that I'm seeing, and there's a reason why I shared that. I'm going to explain this to you. Okay, the other thing I want to explain to you is that I have brought and I'm bringing, and this is the call that the Lord has given to me to bring clarification and clear understanding about the abomination of desolation and about the revelation of Barack Obama as the Antichrist. Okay, now this is the call that the Lord has given to me. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 24, when you see the abomination of desolation, according to the prophet Daniel, this is a sign of his coming. This is what we need to be watching for, looking for, okay? And I have clearly documented, and tonight in this video, I am going to bring you the absolute final reason and the concrete understanding, how we can understand biblically that Barack Obama is the Antichrist, okay? I don't bring to you dreams or visions or just thoughts out of my own mind, okay, guys? I bring to you biblical understanding and clarification based on facts, based on events, based on biblical text that gives us understanding about what is happening and why Barack Obama is the Antichrist. Now, there's other people that talk about dreams and visions. Okay, I just want to bring this up to you guys, okay? Because, people who don't want to be on my page, you don't have to be on my page. You've got, there's a lot of people coming on my page who all they do, they come on every video and they're trolling my videos and they're bringing negative comments. I mean, why are you even on my page? Go away, you're a rat. I mean, why are you even on my page? Come day after day after day after day watching. What's Steve Fletcher going to share next? What does this have to do with anything? What does this mean? Okay, well, anyway, people are free to do what they want to do. You want to watch my videos, that's great. I'm not concerned about number of views. That's not the reason I'm sharing, and I don't put up eight videos a day just because I'm bored. Okay. Well, anyway, Okay, now if you want to see someone, okay, you want to see someone who shares dreams and visions, okay, here's a person, Rhonda Empson, okay, a lot of people, are going to get mad at me for talking about Rhonda. Well, anyway, she, it's dreams and visions. I had a dream, and this dream, and that dream, and everything, and now she's the prophetess, because it's not about just a dream, okay? But now this dream has absolute meaning. Revelation on the Antichrist, it's not Obama. Well, anyway, okay, so, you want to follow a person who just shares dreams with you, that's fine. The Bible talks about that. People who just share dreams out of their own mind when the Lord hasn't sent them. I can tell you right now that the Lord has not sent Rhonda Empson to share this message, because Barack Obama is the Antichrist. She had a dream that Barack Obama is not the Antichrist. People like to hear that. Well, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. You can watch whoever you want. You can listen to whoever you want. But, the wheat and the chaff is about to be separated. And, the Lord, depending on what camp you're in, okay? Are you on the Lord's side? Do you understand? Do you have spiritual wisdom? Do you have spiritual insight? Are you spiritually blind to what is really happening? Okay, the times that we are living in. Okay, let me share a Bible text with you. This is from Jeremiah 23, starting in verse 23. Am I a God at hand, declares the Lord, and not a God far away? Can a man hide himself in secret places so that I cannot see him, declares the Lord? Do I not fill heaven and earth, declares the Lord? I have heard what the prophets have said, who prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall there be lies in the heart of the prophets, who prophesy lies, and who prophesy the deceit of their own heart, who think to make my people forget my name by their dreams, that they tell one another, even as their fathers forgot my name for Baal. Let the prophet who has a dream tell the dream, but let him who has my word speak my word faithfully. What has straw in common with wheat, declares the Lord? Is not my word like fire, declares the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, declares the Lord, who steal my words from one another. Behold, I am against the prophets, declares the Lord, who use their tongues and declares the Lord. Behold, I am against those who prophesy lying dreams, declares the Lord, and who tell them and lead my people astray by their lies and their recklessness, when I did not send them or charge them, so they do not profit this people at all. So here we have someone by dreams and visions. I had a dream. Barack Obama is not the Antichrist. Okay? Well, I am showing you how Barack Obama is the Antichrist, and I am bringing you biblical revelation. Okay, I'm not bringing you dreams or visions. And the truth will be known very, very soon, right? The final answer will be coming over the next days, and all will be finally and fully and completely revealed. Okay, now that I have weeded out a good majority of my listeners, I want to talk to you about why the true Nisan 10 and Nisan 11 are the days I am watching now, okay? Now, we have been through a process that has been getting tighter and tighter and harder as the closer we get. The signs are extreme. The signs are extreme. Okay, and everything that was leading us to March 22nd and 23rd was huge. and March 23rd did not disappoint, with Donald Trump signing a bill into law, which was a funding bill, a spending bill, $1.3 trillion, 2,232 pages of legislation that the senators and congressmen only had about 11 hours to read or something like that. And nobody read the bill to know even what was in the bill. And then Donald Trump, when he signed it, he said, I'm not very happy about it, and I will never sign another bill like this again. But he signed it, okay? $1.3 trillion. That's $1,300 billion, okay? So, I mean, they are funding Armageddon right now. They are prepared. The majority of the bill was for defense spending and for military weapons. Okay, the majority, almost half of that bill was for weaponry. Okay, so from there we were watching this weekend and leading up to March 25th, and what is Palm Sunday and triumphal entry on our calendar. Okay, now this is important. The signs are extreme. There was a lot to talk about. We have a 666-day ritual. There is a 666-day ritual that Barack Obama did from his visit to Hiroshima on May 27, 2016, and he returned to Japan on March 24, 2018. 2 visits to Japan separated by 666 days. Okay, so we know what is going to happen. Once the Great Tribulation begins, okay, the world is going to be vaporized by nuclear weapons, and the destruction is going to be very, very quick and very, very extreme and absolute. And so these are rituals that are taking place. This was on March 25th. Obama's visit to Japan, we were able to see this based on events that are taking place, based on past events and present events, and we connect the dots and we link everything together, and this is what we get, okay? And so we have sign after sign after sign after sign. People don't like it. People want an absolute, they want to know when the end will be, and that's it. We don't know exactly how we're going to find the end. When will the end be? We have to watch. We have to follow. It's one step at a time, sign by sign. And so we have all these things, but what are we looking at right now? We are looking at Nisan 10 and Nisan 11 on the Hebrew calendar, which is God's time clock. Okay, Palm Sunday was important. Today was very important. And we needed to get by here to see that today was not the day. Today was not the day. And there's a reason why today was not the day. Okay, and I think that the reason is because we need to be looking at Nisan 10 and Nisan 11. Now, let me share with you the importance of these 2 dates, which basically becomes March 27th through March 29. 2 days on our calendar is 3 days on the Hebrew calendar. But let me take a look at some information, and I'll share with you how, okay, one moment, let me get something here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you why I'm sharing all these different videos and why I'm getting all this information together on my page. Okay, there's a reason. Now let me show you. Okay, so what we have here, we have patterns, okay? We have to watch patterns. You know, what we see is that we see recurring events that happen on specific days, and these are things that have happened in the future, and they've happened recurringly. They've happened in the past. I'm sorry, they've happened recurringly in the past, and they're signs of things that may be coming in the same time frame. For example, okay, within March 27th and March 26th, we can see the pattern that these are the dates for all the nuclear agreements. Okay, March 27th, 2012, world leaders signed nuclear agreement. Okay, March 26th, 2010, nuclear arms reduction agreement, Obama and Medvedev. Then we had another event that had to do with the nuclear summit, was the Obama hot mic on March 26, 2012. Now this hot mic where he said, I will have more flexibility after the election, this was at a nuclear summit, okay? This was not them getting together for a lunch, a private lunch, and they were, they're at a nuclear summit, and Obama said under a hot mic, supposedly in secret, but it came through on the hot mic, I will have more flexibility after the election. Okay? Now, what are other patterns we see on March 27th and March 26th? Okay, let's go through this. World leaders signed nuclear agreement, March 27th, 2012. Another thing that happened, which was an Easter prayer breakfast, and I put this in here because this is the day, very, very, cryptic. Why would he do this? Obviously. This is a mockery of the resurrection. Obama's joking about the resurrection, that it goes from the club to the resurrection, and it's a big joke for him at a prayer breakfast to mock the resurrection of Jesus Christ. At an Easter prayer breakfast, this happens. Okay? On this day, March 27, 2014, the Obama and the Pope meet for the first time. The deadliest airline crash after multiple bomb threats. Now, the reason I shared that video is because it was not just, number one, it was the worst crash ever, okay, which may be a sign of something that is going to be coming the worst ever. But it was also tied to a terrorist threat that caused chaos and planes to be rerouted, and this is the reason why these two planes ended up on the same runway, and they ended up crashing, killing 583 people. This happened on March 27, 1977. Okay, so if you don't like that as a sign, fine. You can discard that. But I'm sharing it because I find it interesting. I find it, a sign. To me, this is a sign. Okay, anyway. Let's continue on to the second portion of this. Okay, now we had on March 26, 2010, nuclear arms reduction agreement by Obama and Medvedev, Russian president. Then there was the Obama hot mic at the nuclear summit on March 26, 2012. On March 26, 2014, Obama said that people need to surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. Yes, people say that this was said in another context, that that's not really what he meant. But this is who Barack Obama is. Everything he says has a double meaning. And so this is, you have to understand, people who don't see who Barack Obama is, they can't see all of this stuff that's happening. He comes out with a portrait, the presidential portrait, and he's got 6 fingers. There's a lot of people that don't see the importance in that. Even though the biblical understanding of a six-fingered man is that he's from the giants. He's a Nephilim. He's a fallen race, a fallen angel. A six-fingered giant. Okay, this is a sign. And so Obama said you know people will need to surrender rights to an all-powerful sovereign. March 26th, 2014. And a very important agreement that happened in between Israel and Egypt was the peace agreement that took place in Washington on March 26th, 1979. Okay, and that was bartered by Jimmy Carter. Okay. Then we have the abomination of desolation that took place on March 22nd and 23rd, 2013, but on the Hebrew calendar, that was Nisan 10, Nisan 11. It was the day of the triumphal entry. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about this, okay? Because it was not about Obama just going and standing in a building, okay? It was not only about Barack Obama standing at the birthplace of Jesus Christ. The abomination of desolation is so much more than that. It's so much more than that. And it has to do with this agreement that was signed between Barack Obama and Israel called the Unbreakable Alliance. Okay? They had an agreement. Barack Obama, the Antichrist, signed an agreement with Israel on March 22nd, 2013. It was called the Unbreakable Alliance. Okay, and now I just uploaded another video that I put together, and I'm going to share this clip with you at the end of this video that I'm doing right now, but I wanted to document this separately. To have this there as documentation for those who want to see this by itself. But this clip shows the agreement that Barack Obama made with Israel called the Unbreakable Alliance in 2013, and then how on December 23rd, 2016, the alliance was broken when Barack Obama failed to veto the UN resolution condemning Israeli settlements. So Barack Obama betrayed the covenant that he made with Israel. He made an unbreakable alliance covenant, and then the covenant was broken. Okay, this is the revelation of the Antichrist, the one who makes the covenant with Israel and breaks the covenant. Okay. So you can watch someone who shares dreams and visions about who they think Barack Obama is, or you can watch true documentation about events that prove who he is based on the biblical understanding of someone who made a covenant with Israel on the day of the triumphal entry and then broke that covenant 3.5 years later. Okay, this is the biblical revelation of the Antichrist. So now that we have passed Palm Sunday on our calendar, I am going to share with you why the days to watch are Nisan 10 and Nisan 11 on the Hebrew calendar, which is March 27th through 29th on the Gregorian calendar. There is a lot more that can be said about the day of the triumphal entry, but I'm going to limit this to 4 biblical texts that I'm going to share with you. Okay? Joshua 4:19, the people came up out of the Jordan on the 10th day of the first month. The Israelites crossed into the promised land on the 10th day of the first month. Then in Luke 19:38, the triumphal entry, when the people put out the palm branches, saying, "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest." Okay? What did they say when he came in to Jerusalem on a donkey? "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord." Then what does it say in Luke 13:35? "Behold, your house is forsaken, and I tell you, you will not see me until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." What did we read when they at the triumphal entry in Luke 19:38? What do they say at the triumphal entry? "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord." What does it say in Luke 13:35? "I tell you, you will not see me until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." This is the saying that happens on the triumphal entry. "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. You will not see me again until it is said, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." This is what is said on 10 Nisan. This is what was said when Jesus came into Jerusalem on a donkey. This is the day that phrase is used. So this is Jesus himself pointing to a day. You will not see me again until it is said, Blessed is he who comes. You will not see me until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. You will not see me again until the day of the triumphal entry. Looks really clear. You know, we are watching. We are doing everything we can do to watch sign by sign, day by day. This is why we were watching Sunday, Palm Sunday, but it does not line up with the Hebrew calendar. So now we have to watch the Hebrew calendar on Nisan 10, Nisan 11, which is March 27th through March 29. Now the last text I want to share with you right now is Matthew 24:15 through 21. When you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the housetop not go down to take what is in his house. And let the one who is in the field not turn back to take his cloak. And alas, for women who are pregnant, for those who are nursing infants in those days. Pray that your flight may not be in winter or on a Sabbath, for then there will be great tribulation. Such has not been from the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will be. When you see the abomination of desolation standing where it ought not, standing in the holy place. It was not just about Obama standing in a building. There was an agreement signed. Many people today say, well, Israel would never make an agreement with Obama. Well, it's too late now. They already did. That was in 2013. The agreement was made. The agreement was betrayed. This is all history. It's all done. It's over. The abomination of desolation was committed. Not just on one day, not just him standing in that building, but the process of Barack Obama going back on his agreement. And this is what Matthew tells us to look for. Jesus tells us to look for in Matthew. When you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place. And we have the understanding of the abomination based on an agreement that will be broken. A covenant that will be broken with Israel. And on the Hebrew calendar, this is when the abomination happened. Right here. It was the abomination event on Nisan 10. And on March 23rd, which was Nisan 11, Barack Obama went to Petra. The abomination fleeing to the wilderness. Right here, this is the event. It's not linked to the calendar date on the Gregorian calendar. It's linked to the date on the Hebrew calendar. And this is why, okay, we watched here, we watched here, we watched here, and now we're right here, guys. We've already passed Palm Sunday. What's next? Okay? Well, this is the link right here to Nisan 10, Nisan 11, the date of the abomination, and the day of fleeing to Petra on the Hebrew calendar. This coinciding with the exact day on the Gregorian calendar that Barack Obama and the Pope met for the first time. Right here, the revelation of the Antichrist and the false prophet, the two beasts of Revelation, right here on March 27th. These are the reasons why I am watching Nisan 10 and Nisan 11, March 27th through March 29th. And now I will share with you at the end of this video the clip that shows the unbreakable alliance, Obama and Israel, and then the breaking of the alliance at the United Nations Security Council on December 23rd, 2016. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. I pray you guys are blessed. Have a good night. Amen.
Today, the sons of Abraham and the daughters of Sarah are fulfilling the dream of the ages, to be masters of their own fate in their own sovereign state. And just as we have for these past 65 years, the United States is proud to stand with you as your strongest ally and your greatest friend. Across this region, the winds of change bring both promise and peril. So I see this visit as an opportunity to reaffirm the unbreakable bond between our nations, to restate America's unwavering commitment to Israel's security, and to speak directly to the people of Israel and to your neighbors. So as I begin this visit, let me say as clearly as I can, the United States of America stands with the state of Israel because it is in our fundamental national security interest to stand with Israel. It makes us both stronger. It makes us both more prosperous, and it makes the world a better place.
It's a big move for global diplomacy as the United States steps aside, allowing the UN to officially condemn Israeli settlement construction. On Friday, December 23rd, the United Nations Security Council passed a resolution demanding Israel halt all settlement building in occupied territory. The vote passed 14-0. The UN resolution accuses Israel of violating international law by building settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem and demands an immediate and complete halt on all construction projects. In a historic move for the U.S., the Obama administration chose not to veto the measure, despite President-elect Donald Trump's appeal to do so on Thursday. But U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, said the move, quote, does not in any way diminish our steadfast and unparalleled commitment to the security of Israel. Israel's ambassador criticized the decision, saying he has no doubt the Trump administration will take a different approach. For Newsbeat Social, I'm Cambry Caldwell.